It's so nice here. I'm just going to sit here for a bit before I start filming. I'm definitely going to sit here for a bit. Croeso nôl, welcome back. I'm Jimmy, and today we're going to be looking at a few of my current projects. I have had a rough week health-wise. You can probably hear that I'm a little bit croaky. I've had a stinking cold for like 2 weeks now, so this is going to be a short video, and we're going to have a look at some of the stuff that I'm doing right now in terms of my historical costume projects, because for some reason 2,000 plus people have decided to subscribe to this channel where I mostly talk about my historical costuming projects, and that is mind-blowing to me. So thank you first of all. If you are a new subscriber, thank you very much for coming. It's lovely to have you. I hope that I manage to make videos that are entertaining and enjoyable for you. If you have been subscribed for a while, then thank you so much for your continued support. You guys rock. There's going to be a Q&A to celebrate this momentous occasion, so hop on over to the community tab if you have anything you want to ask me. I will do a Q&A video very, very shortly, probably in the next couple of weeks. So, let's crack on. My first point of order is I have to announce that I have a new Viking bag. In my What's in my bag video, I lamented that I had a crappy old piece of linen that I had made into a pocket, more than a bag really, wasn't it? And I now have this lovely actual Viking bag. My friend Steve made it for me, so thank you so much, Steve. This is amazing. I love it. And it has proper wooden handles that close. You can open it and you can close it. It's magnificent. It's great. I love it. It's based on Viking examples as well. At some point I aim to do a little video about these bag handles, because they're a cool artifact that we have and they deserve some attention. But let's make a start, because I have a few things and I don't have much voice. So the first project in my magical Viking sack is this embroidery work. I have some embroidery here. It is very bright, there we go. It is silk on linen in a classic medieval acanthus vine design. And I've used some nice yellow silk and some nice green silk to go around the border. And this hopefully, in theory, will be a pair of cuffs. A set of tunic cuffs. They're going to be removable cuffs so that I can pop them on and off my tunic, depending on what era I'm reenacting. This is probably good for, depending on the culture, I would argue 10th to probably 12th or 13th century. Depending on the culture, like I say. It's very common in Norman context especially. It's really nice here. I can hear the grasshoppers. It's great. It's lovely. I'm literally right underneath Arthur's Seat, though. I'm still in Edinburgh. It's cracking stuff. So that's my embroidery. I think embroidery is something that is underrepresented in reenactment, in medieval reenactment, partly because it's bloody tough to do. It takes a long time. It knackers your hands. So I don't blame people for not doing a huge amount of it. But we've got lots of embroidery, and we know it was a very popular form of decoration. The second project that I have had on the go for a little while isn't a sewing project, but it is costuming related, and it is a natural dyeing project. So I've been playing with some natural dyes. This is my little sample card, and this is using a lichen called Evernia prunastri, also known as oak moss. All of the samples that I got were windfalls from sycamore trees, but it is called oak moss. So this is my little sample card. I'm going to do a video about this, so no spoilers, but I've been getting some very interesting pinky colours from my Evernia prunastri, and I am working with a couple of other people on getting even better results from that. It involves a lot of ammonia, so it does involve my entire flat stinking like pee. And the project that I haven't brought with me, that I forgot to bring with me, so I'll have to do some B-roll of that. So editing Jimmy, remember to do B-roll of the linen jacket, is my 1820s linen jacket. And it's going really, really well. It's based off a variety of sources. We have fashion plates from the 1810s and 1820s of these short, stable jackets, almost like bolero jackets, with kind of a nice big collar. And the one I'm going to be making, or the one I am making, is going to be triple-breasted, so it will have a row of buttons and then that work, and then 2 rows of buttons, one on either side. For decoration, It has slightly poofed sleeves at the shoulders, and all it now needs is a few buttonholes doing, and then it's finished. And I'm really proud of that. It's a really nice little summer weight jacket, which will be good for reenactments and events, because they're always in the summer. I always get too hot if I'm wearing wool, and it's one of the few tailored items I've made. So I'm very pleased with that. I think it's my most recent garment in terms of the era it's meant to portray. Yeah, before that, the latest I'd gone is 1790 to 1810. Always take tea when you're filming. Stay hydrated. So yeah, the blue linen jacket, it's lined with a white linen, and I have put a breast pocket in it, which is not based on an original example, but that is a little concession to me needing things like car keys and a mobile phone when I go to events, because I need my car keys and a mobile phone when I go to events. I just do. And frankly, that's a concession I'm willing to make in my authenticity. So the final thing that I want to talk about is my Tudor hose. So I've got a Tudor impression in the works for between about 1495 to 1510, and it's going to involve a doublet, a beautiful green doublet that I'm making out of some gorgeous green wool, and some white hose that at some point might be dyed. And I also need to make a coat. Sometimes you hear it or you see it referred to as a Männerrock, and a Männerrock just means a man's coat in German. So I'm making myself a man's coat, and it's one of those classic Tudor coats with the pleats, the gathers at the waist, the nice flat panel front, and probably some quite wide upper arms going down to a nice fitted lower arms. I might even make myself a bonnet, who knows. But the main project at the minute is finishing the hose, and they're made out of this beautiful white wool. Lovely, lovely white wool that I actually got in Toronto, in the fabric district, in the garment district in Toronto. It's a wonderful wool. It was fairly expensive. It was about £20 a metre, £25 a metre. It's absolutely beautiful. And I haven't brought the entire hose with me because they're big, but I have brought the codpiece. So this is the codpiece in the works. And as you can see, it's actually made of 4 pieces, 2 at the front, 2 at the back, and then firmly stuffed. The actual, not going to do that. Not going to do that. Not going to do that. It's firmly stuffed with just scraps of this wool from cutting the pattern out and cutting the pieces for the codpiece. So this is the codpiece. It's relatively modest by period standards. It's not the biggest, it's not the scariest, it's not a Black Russian to frighten the clergy, but it's there. And I actually plan to make a pocket with this as well. This will have a pocket probably in the top seam here. I'll just leave part of that open and have a pocket inside. And we do have records of men using their codpieces as pockets. Some of them might be apocryphal, some of them mention things like people keeping sweetmeats and various coins and purses and things in their codpiece, but they will have some pockets. It'll have some holes at the top, some eyelets here, 2 sets of eyelets on either top side there, top corner, for points, so for loops, to tie it onto the rest of the hose. And then it's actually sewn at the bottom, at the base here, it's sewn to the front of your hose, so it effectively works as a penis flap, which is great fun. And the pattern for this is partly taken from an old pair of hose that I made several years ago that don't really work. And if you are familiar with the Tudor tailor, the rest of the details for it comes from this book, which is The King's Servants, and I highly recommend this book. It's very good. It's full of some smashing period examples. It's got wonderful, easy to follow patterns. I'm not gonna open it up and show it on the video because it's for sale, and Caroline Johnson and Jane Malcolm Davies and Nina Michaela are wonderful people, and you should buy their book. And it's basically all about the servants at the court of Henry VIII, his early court. But it's well worth having if you are looking at getting into Tudor period reenactment, especially Henry VIII's era. Highly recommend you look into the Tudor tailors. They've got a woman's clothing version as well called the Queen's Servants, which you couldn't have guessed, and that's cracking. It's absolutely smashing book. Really, really recommend having a look for this, purchasing this. I think it's relatively inexpensive, but well worth having. Oh yes. The old hose that I mentioned are not good, but the Tudor tailor, actually, their Instagram page had a competition to recreate a famous painting called The Field of the Cloth of Gold, and I entered it with my partner, and you can actually see my old red hose in the photo that we entered into the competition. We actually came, I think, second or third, and we won a prize, a beautiful prize. More details on that in a future video as well, hopefully. And they're not brilliant. They don't have feet attached. These hoses will have feet attached, and I'll go into more detail at some point when I'm feeling a bit better and feeling more capable of actually talking for a longer period of time. But that is my current project list for now. I hopefully will have functional Tudor kit by the end of the year. I'll actually be able to dress as a Tudor man. That's the plan, is to have it ready by the winter. The linen jacket will be ready in a matter of days, as soon as I get around to doing the last couple of buttonholes. The embroidery is a long-term project. That's just something for me to do when I'm watching the TV. It's really nice here. It's lovely and sunny. Look at this. This is Scotland. This is summer in Scotland. Everyone asks like, oh, it must be terrible living in Scotland. Bloody beautiful. Look at this. Look at this garbage. Look at this beautiful crap here. It's wonderful. Look at this grass. Look at these flowers. Everywhere. Wildlife. Mwah. Disgustingly nice. That was a big gust of wind. It is quite windy here. Could have chosen a better spot, wind-wise, but hey. And that's about it. So that's it from me for this week. I'm sorry it's a short one. I know there's not a lot of meat to this video. I know it's basically just, here's a little brief update. But I'm feeling pretty rough. It's been a really busy week. But once again, thank you so much for subscribing. Diolch yn fawr iawn am dan ysgrifio. Dwi'n gobeithio eich fod yn mwynhau y fideos ma. I hope that you're enjoying these videos. I will be doing a little video on Viking weapons and armour quite soon. I'll be looking at Viking Age accessories, and like I said, I'll be doing that Q&A as well. So thanks very much for bearing with me this week. I'm going to stop recording now because I'm starting to get a little bit chesty. Comrade Chestikov. It's an absolute prat, I am. So I'm going to go and see if I can find a nice grasshopper or something. I'm going to go and make myself a fresh cup of tea, because I have currently run out. It's a great cup because it's twice the size of a normal tea mug. Re-enactment kit is practical kit. Everything actually beautifully fits in this bag, so if you're wondering how capacious this bag is, it's that big. It's wonderful. So yeah, go buy the Tudor Tailor books. They're really useful. They've got some wonderful patterns in them. Diolch yn fawr iawn am wylio. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you with another video next week. I thought just a little basic update on my projects might be interesting to watch as you're sewing or relaxing this Sunday. So thank you very much, all 2,000 of you. It's mind-blowing that I've got that many subscribers. Absolutely mental. So thank you very much. I'm going to sit here in the sun and chill out for a bit and make everybody jealous who's somewhere cold right now, like Australia. Ha ha ha, you've got snow. So, diolch yn fawr, unwaith eto, hwyl am y tro, bye for now.